famous atheist philosopher Bertrand Russell, who died in 1970, was once asked a question in a one-on-one interview, and he was asked this question, Dr. Russell, if you were to die today and appear before the face of God, who asked you this question, Bertrand, why did you not believe? What would you answer in response to that question? And Dr. Bertrand Russell, the famous atheist philosopher, said, I would say, sir, why did you not give me better evidence? So this brief video is not a video per se about going into all the arguments for the existence of God and the good evidence for it, but perhaps to discuss three very quick things. One, why do we tend to have a skepticism sometimes about the existence of God? Two, what is the overarching Catholic philosophical position on the existence of God? And three, what is one really good, albeit simple, argument that anyone can use for the existence of God? Okay, point number one. Why do we sometimes tend to have these points of skepticism or questions interiorly about the existence of God? And sometimes these questions can be quite sustained. We think about them a lot. The first point is, and I would just say, it's not always and everywhere, but I've tended to notice this point in myself and in a lot of others as well. And it's that when we tend to have questions or skepticism about God's existence, it's oftentimes somewhat clouded by our emotional experiences. So let me give you an example. My father died in his 40s. He died really young, and it was quite unexpected. And of course, I loved my father. And so when he died, I started to have these subtle questions of skepticism about the existence of God. Now, I wasn't an atheist, but I was having questions about the existence of God, and it went something like this. If God were real and a real loving God, he would not have allowed my father to die in this way and allowed me to experience this pain. But he did allow it. Clearly, he allowed my father to die. So I don't know because of that if I can really trust God or if God is really existing. So it wasn't like I was an outright atheist, but it started to, because of my deep emotional response to the circumstances of my father passing away, it started to cloud my reason's ability to think clearly. And I started to get kind of angry and very sad on how I was thinking. So I'm just holding that out as not for everyone, but sometimes it's hard to think clearly and to use our gift of reason because of our emotional response to certain things in life. And so we want to have a clear mind working in tandem with our emotions, but not allowing our emotions to lead the way per se. Okay, second point of this video. What is the overarching Catholic philosophical position on this? Of course, the Church believes that God exists, proclaims that God exists. He does exist. But what's the philosophical position? And it's this. The Catholic Church would say, it's far more reasonable to believe that God exists than that God does not exist. It's far more reasonable. There's good reasons. There's good, solid, extensive evidence for the existence of God. The university system, of which many of us are a part, itself was the idea of the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church invented the university system. University comes from the word universal, which means a grasp on all of knowledge. Knowledge is a unity. And because we're made in the image of God, we have the intellect's ability to come to know things and to know truth. And so whenever the Catholic Church speaks or teaches, it's always in association or combination with faith and reason. St. John Paul II, in his document called Fides et Ratio, or Faith and Reason, said faith and reason are like two wings that help us reach to a contemplation of the truth. So the Catholic Church has great respect for reason, and it's actually their idea with coming to know things through the university system. Okay, third and final point. What's a very simple but clear-cut argument for the existence of God? It's actually a good one to memorize. And it's called the Kalam cosmological argument. Kalam is simply a Hebrew word which means speech. So the Kalam philosophical argument goes as follows. Everything that begins to exist has a cause of its existence. 2, the universe began to exist. 3, therefore the universe has a cause for its existence. This might seem like a ridiculously simple argument, but it's enormously powerful. And its ability to correspond to our natural reason, to also scientific inquiry. This is actually how we come to know a lot of things. So it's actually a very good argument that holds a great deal of water, so to speak, for the existence of God at a philosophical level that even an atheist could not respond very well to. So hopefully these few things help us grow in a deeper appreciation for the life and love of God, and that it's actually quite reasonable to believe that the Lord exists. God bless you.